Welcome to Movie Talk.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Movie Talk with Press Play Cinema. Today, we have a guest, a very interesting guest. I was reading his bio, and his extensive resume is very impressive. Military, scientist, um, bodyguard. So, I am curious of what brought him into the entertainment business, and I would like to know more about that. But before we do that, I would like himself to tell us a little bit about his career. So let's say hello to Mr. Greg Hoffman. Hey, Greg, how you doing?
Good, Rose. How are you?
I am great. Please go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. While you're talking, I am going to be playing in the background your acting reel, if that's okay.
That's totally okay. I will say though, no, I've never been in the military. I don't want to steal any valor from
No,
anybody.
oh, okay. I mean, I
But it
read that
was
in your bio in IMDb, unless that's the roles that you was playing.
probably it was a role. I don't. I've never been in the military, but I play plenty of tough guys though.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I can see it. You also seem pretty like a loving face. So I can see you playing other roles other than the villain. Let's talk a little bit about that. Tell us a little bit about yourself while your reel is going on the screen.
Sure. So I've been acting. I haven't been acting that long. I've only been acting for about 3.5 years. I sort of was having what I like to call a one-third life crisis, where I just wasn't happy and things were going on in my life that weren't so good. And all of a sudden, I kind of had this epiphany that I needed to try something else. And I rolled over to in bed to my wife and I said, I'm going to be an actor. And she said, No, you're not. You're crazy. She said it not so nice, not as nice as that, but and then I took a selfie of myself, a really hideous selfie, and I put that on one of the casting websites. And like less than a week later, I was on a film set, like a full SAG film, and then it just rolled from there. Started taking classes, started doing little student films, independent films, got an agent, my first agent, and then another one, and did some big commercials and some all kinds of movies. I did plays. I was the main role in a community theater play, the lead. That was a lot of fun, really intimidating experience, but it's just become part of my life and who I am.
All right, all right. That is amazing. You're gonna see a little lagging for some reason because I just hopped in and your reel is playing, but you can hear me very well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, who knows me knows that I go straight to the point. So let's go at it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be correct at this because I think I read that you was in the Marines.
No, never been
No,
in the Marines.
that's what
No.
it says in your IMDb. You gotta check that out.
Maybe it's like somebody can go in there and edit it or something. I don't know how that works, but I definitely never been in the Marines. No.
All
A
right. Well,
lot of respect to the Marines, though. I'm not as tough as those
of
real tough
course,
guys. I'm a
always.
Semper Fi, but no, never been in the Marines.
Well,
But
there is
hoorah!
at least one question that I will have to change over here, but I already have a bonus question because I was impressed with your resume. So
I got
let's
oh
do
wait,
that.
I gotta look this up. Hold on. In the
Let me.
Marines, hold on. About uh
I'll show you. I'll read it for you. It says Greg Hoffman is an actor born in New York City and raised in South Salem, New York. After briefly acting in a few of his friends' films in his early 20s, Greg began acting professionally at age 30. Starting with background work and student films, Greg quickly moved on to speaking roles in film, television, and theater. Before acting, Greg held jobs as a marine science researcher,
True.
bodyguard.
True.
Okay. So marine science researcher. That's it.
Yeah, marine science. Like fishes, like the ocean, like I do
Oh,
sharks.
look.
Not
Please ignore my ignorance.
it's okay.
Ignore
It's
my
okay.
ignorance because
I
oops.
I just don't want to get in trouble with the Marines.
No, of course not. They will see you and they will be like, "Nah, he looks like a pretty cool guy. We're
See,
not gonna
I
come
got
at
my
him."
scuba guy. This is my scuba dive. I do a lot of scuba diving.
Oh
Love
wow.
shark diving, cave diving, crocodile diving, snake diving. So
Okay. Well, I would like to ask you some questions about that because I'm impressed on how with all of these roles that you played before getting in the industry, like what really made you get in there. I know that you explained that you got on bed with your wife and you was like, you know what, I'm gonna be an actor. How about that? And she said, no, you're not. But I'm interested in what happened in the, for behavior to happen, there should be a antecedent thought. So I just want to dive a little bit more into what really called you into it. That being said, let's go to our first question. You didn't begin acting professionally until age 30, which goes against the timeline many actors feel pressure to follow. Did starting later give you an advantage emotionally or creatively?
I would say yes, definitely, because life experience is tremendously valuable in acting. I mean, if you haven't really experienced real love and real pain and real loss and being scared and being, I mean, it's so hard to. There's a lot of great actors that can do it, like Timothy Chalamet in the end of Marty Supreme. He sees his son being born and as this epiphany, and he cries, and it's beautiful. But the fact that I've actually done that, it does give me a bit of an edge. If a director's like, "Okay, you're holding your newborn baby for the first time," I've done that. So I can recall that memory, and for a lot of these kids that I meet on set who are just graduating from NYU or Columbia or wherever, a lot of them are amazing actors, but they a lot of them lack life experience, and that's like a tremendous. It's so valuable. And how much life, can somebody live by the time they're 20 years old? I mean, you can, and some people unfortunately have lived harder lives than others, but
And it's
it's
not just that, it's more like people people are just living and winging it, and they're not observing what they do in a daily, like I remember when I was taking acting classes, they told me, when you wake up, what do you do? Well, I wake up, I go and wash my mouth, and maybe I take a shower. Well, you're acting. Like you stand up and you start acting. So just embody that. You don't have to be robotic. You don't have to feel like you're forced to do something that you do every day. So just put it there, just the same way, in the same natural aspect that you see it in real life. Put it into the camera. And I was like, okay, I didn't see it that way. I just thought that you guys were looking for exaggeration, to make it more strambotic.
Yeah, no, I totally relate to that because I had no idea what acting was when I started, right? So I had this life experience, but I didn't know how to translate that into acting on stage or on film. And I came into my first acting class and I started doing he gave me the scene from a movie that I happen to know, and all I did was an impression, of that actor doing it. And I also was very exaggerated and dramatic. And he's like, "Whoa, slow down, man. Like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, I'm acting." He's like, "No, you're not. Acting is behaving truthfully under imaginary circumstances. You're pretending to be an actor. You're not acting." So I had no idea how to act when I started. But I quickly, got it. I get things. So I got it, but I didn't know anything at the start. The last time I acted, once when I was 4 years old, I acted in a play. I had one line, and Fiddler on the Roof, and then when I was like 20-ish years old, I did like one thing in a one of my friend's movies, and or then one more, and then never acted again till I was 30. So,
Wow, that's something. And was it easy for you? Was it like when you got back into it? Was it easy for you? Did you felt like you lost some of the skills, some of the good habits of it?
um, it was easy for me because I kind of felt like I had nothing to lose, and I wasn't scared, and like I didn't have like this expectation, and I still don't, of becoming like famous or rich, and I just wanted to learn and explore, and I was okay with being vulnerable. I was okay with failing, and I just wanted to do things, whether you're gonna pay me in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or pay me a bunch of real money. I didn't care, and I just wanted to do this thing and get good at it. So yeah, it kind of came naturally because I was open to it, uh, you know,
Yeah,
honest,
I
open, and
mean,
willing.
it's pretty impressive. So kudos to you for that. Let's move
Thanks,
on to our
Rose.
second question. Our second question is: before acting, you worked as a marine science researcher, bodyguard, finance reporter, and entrepreneur. Which of those careers unexpectedly prepared you the most for acting? I
Hmm.
call dibs on bodyguard.
Well, Bodyguard definitely helped the most with like I get typecast a lot, right? Look at me. I got the shaved head, the goatee, the chain. So, mobster, bodyguard, criminal, cop, junkie, drug dealer, narco trafficker, Russian mobster. So the bodyguard thing, kind of helped with that for sure. But it all helped, man. It's just like that life experience, I ran a business as an entrepreneur. So, hey, can you play a businessman? Yeah, I can use that. Like, I've been face to face with a great white shark and been scared and excited, so I can use that. I've, been in the newsroom when Donald Trump first became president of the United States, and the newsroom was absolutely insane. And it was like a movie. I mean, people running around everywhere, people talking to people at the White House, like, so it all helps. But I guess for being typecast, the bodyguard thing probably, but and that's okay with me. It's better to be typecast than not cast.
You know what? I guess you can say life indeed is a movie.
Yes, life is a movie for sure.
Let's go to our third question. Our third question is: you started with background work and studied films before moving into speaking roles. What's something young actors underestimate about those early stages of the journey?
Um, I would say, first of all, student films. Like student films today, like, and I'm sure even back in the day, but student films are not like rinky dink BS projects. I mean, you do these graduate level or senior level films. I mean, they have full crews, $150,000 worth of camera equipment, incredibly talented young people. They're passionate. They're not doing this for money. They want to get their films into festivals. So I've been part of some amazing student films, and they're amazing opportunity to practice your craft. You can also be super collaborative. If you work with a famous director like Quentin Tarantino, he's notorious for saying, "Hey, I wrote the lines, read the lines as they're written. I hired you to be an actor," which is totally cool, right? But with like a 20-year-old student filmmaker, I can be like, "Hey, dude, like from my experience, like this, and this might work. Can I try this?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, man, like go for it. That's awesome." And I like being collaborative. I also am totally cool just taking direction and doing my job as an actor. But student films are awesome, and background work is great too. Because I mean, background work can be a little boring, and I have a big mouth, and I want to perform, so I'm not good at it anymore because like I want to be like, hey, get me on the camera, like let me say some stuff. I'm a great actor, but in the beginning, like my very first day on a film set, I got hooked. I got the bug because it was such a so much teamwork, so much stuff going on. I mean, I'd never been on a film set, right? And all of a sudden, I'm seeing NYPD prop cars come in. I'm seeing guns, badges. I'm seeing hair and makeup. I'm seeing prosthetics. I'm seeing, actors running their lines. I'm seeing the sound guy miking somebody up. I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, we haven't even gotten in the movie yet, and it's like a movie, so it is a really cool thing to experience. Yeah.
No, I can relate with that, and the emotions is like a roller coaster of dopamine effect. That being said, completely unrelated, but I'm curious. You said you faced a great white shark. I've seen that
Mm.
only NTB. How did that felt?
When I was in the cage, it felt safer than when I was not in the cage. I'll tell you that much. But I love sharks. I'm a shark junkie. I go all over the world trying to get in the water with sharks. They're beautiful. They're endangered, so you gotta protect them, and I love them. And they're like big puppy dogs when you get up front. Just keep eye contact, keep your heart rate low because they could, sense the electrical impulses in your body. So don't panic, and then try not to hang out on the surface too much, flopping like a seal. That's a little dangerous. But stay on their level. Keep eye contact. You'll be good.
Did you ever had to do the nose thing to
Oh
direct them
yeah.
away? Oh
Oh yeah.
Lord.
I've done the nose thing.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord. And which is funny, and why I'm asking you this. When I was a little kid, I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Everybody
And
does.
and that was like the main thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to study sharks. I loved sharks. And I remember my dad would buy me a lot of books about sharks. And right now I couldn't tell you. But ask a 15, 13, 10-year-old Rose about any type of shark. She would know any fact about it. Like it was something crazy. I don't know why it was happening to me, but it's just this little obsession with being in a place of between life and death, but knowing that you're gonna be okay because you have the knowledge. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
of
you
course.
understand it.
I totally, dude, I'm an adrenaline junkie. Like, I'm scared of heights, but like, put me in like a tiny hole underground in an underwater cave, or put me next to a crocodile, like, I'll be fine. But heights, no, I don't like roller coasters. I get scared. I do go on them now to show off for my son and make him feel brave, but not a big heights
That
guy.
is wild. Put a shark on my face, but don't put me on the on the roof of a building.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, that being said, we have come to the game time part of
Ooh,
this
there's a game.
interview. What I do right here is that you mentioned something about improv. So
I
I'm gonna
do
play
love
with
improv.
that. How about
Oh,
that?
okay.
This is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna give you a scene, and you're
Okay.
gonna act it out in any way you want. I would love for you to add some dialogue. Just have fun with it. Improv. Okay. I'm gonna get you out of the screen. I'm
Okay.
gonna voice the scene, and then I'm gonna count to three, and I'm gonna get out of the screen, and I'm gonna put you back. Once you pop up back in the screen, you start. All right. All right.
Understood.
Perfect. See you in a moment. All right, guys, this is going to be fun. And our first scene is going to be a mafia boss ordering coffee. Again, it's a mafia boss ordering coffee. In three, two, one.
Cappuccino. Cappuccino. Oh, something wrong with your hearing? Oh. Cream and sugar. Not one sugar, not three sugars, two sugars. Hey, you got insurance on this place? You do. What if I was to say to you, maybe there might be a little fire here next week, around Tuesday, 2 a.m.? Just don't come to work then, chief.
That was fun. You better get that coffee right. Capiche? Let's go to our next scene. Our next scene is a bodyguard trying not to cry during a wedding speech. Again, is a bodyguard trying not to cry during a wedding speech. In three, two, one. I did that backwards.
Nope. Nope. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Oh, that looks so pretty. Oh, look at the dress. She looks beautiful. Oh, she's never seen it before. Okay. No, 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 no. Bodyguard. Bodyguard. See somebody on my 20, a little bit. Oh, oh, oh. They're doing the vows. Oh, Jerry, are you catching this? No, oh, I know. I know.
That is such a sweet bodyguard. Great job. Let's go to our next scene. It is a villain explaining why they actually did the right thing. A villain explaining why they actually did the right thing. In three, two, one.
You may think what I'm doing is a little bit cruel, huh? But you should ask him what he did. He didn't tell you? It's gonna break your heart, sweetie. You see, I'm the one doing the right thing. I'm the one saving this whole place. And you just think I'm the villain.
Wow, I'm actually impressed with your range, Greg. This is amazing. Let's go to our last scene. Our last scene is, and I'm pretty sure you're going to nail this one, a marine scientist discovering something terrifying underwater. Again, that's it. A marine scientist discovering something terrifying underwater. In three, two, one.
It's really dark down here, Johnny. Visibility is terrible. Can you guys hear me up there? What was that? Guys, can you hear me? Guys? What's that? What's that?
That was amazing. Good job, Greg. Good job. I love how quick you adapted to it. That was amazing. You adapted really, really quick to those scenes. Let me bring you back in. That was really amazing. Like everybody, I don't know if you're watching, but if you're watching, please stand up. Standing ovation to this man. Now, let's go to our fourth question. That was so fun. That was
Thanks,
really
Rose. It
fun.
was fun.
Let's do question number four. You studied under Daniel Cosgrove, right? I'm not butchering that, right? Okay. What's one lesson from him that still affects the way you approach a scene today?
I mean, I owe a lot to Daniel. He's a fantastic actor. He's on You, he's on Billions, he's been on like every soap opera. He was the bad guy in Van Wilder. He's the one who just taught me what acting is, and he goes to that classic definition. I think it comes from the Meisner school that is acting truthfully under imaginary circumstances. And he just taught me to be me. He was like, Greg, you are enough. You don't have to be Al Pacino or Jack Nicholson. Like, you're Greg. We want to see Greg. And you know, and that's it, man. That's what has carried me to this point, and many other things, but just that, and just not being afraid to fail, and it's okay to explore and try different things, and have fun too, if you're getting paid to act, that is such an amazing opportunity. If you're being given the opportunity to act in front of other people, even if you're not getting paid, that's an amazing opportunity. Like, you know, people sit at a desk all day or at an assembly line, like, and hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I've done that too, but man, do I love performing.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. There's a lot of people that, everybody's chasing a paycheck. I understand it. Bills have to be paid. But oh my gosh, remember when you used to dream? Not
Hmm.
necessarily, and I'm not talking about acting, I'm talking about just dreaming. Like I remember when you was a teenager and you said, "You know what? When I finish college, I'm going to do what I studied, but I also want to do this on the side." And then I guess society and the norms of it disturbed that dream. And now you feel like this is what I did with my studies. This is who I am. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And oh, so, so sad of a statement to say in your own mind and to yourself. Do not put yourself in a box. Go out there and dare to inspire. That's our slogan, and that's why I picked it. I want people to go outside and dare to inspire, whether that be as a nurse, as a surgeon, as a military, as a marine scientist. It's go out and dare to inspire and make a difference. Overall, make a difference. That
Amen
being
to that.
said, let's go to question number 5. The industry often celebrates overnight success, but your path seems built on persistence and reinvention. What does longevity means to you as an actor?
Oh man, I mean, I don't think I have longevity yet. It's only been 3.5 years, but it takes 15 years to make an overnight success in most cases, right? Like, so many actors, like Willem Dafoe, before he was famous, was performing for peanuts in all these little plays across Europe, and so many of these actors go through so much stuff for years before they make it, you know, uh, and it's a marathon, not a race. I mean, for every Timothy Chalamet that, makes it at a young age, there's 20,000 actors that if they make it at all, it takes a lifetime. So gotta hang in there, man. And it's hard because, I did 405 auditions, I think, in 2025, and I only booked a couple of them, and that's hard. And I hear no a lot. Even worse than no, I hear crickets, nothing, so you gotta have a thick skin and you gotta persist.
Mhm.
And even, I'm not immune to the down days. Auditions have been kind of slow the last 6 weeks. I don't know what the heck's going on, you know?
I got a theory. Maybe they're trying their best to invest in AI to not have to pay that much to actors who actually have range. They just
I
want to my understanding, I feel like they want to keep employing the people that are already established, A-list actors, B-list actors, and then everybody else, if they are needed. I'm not sure what does needed means to them. But this is just me and my theories, in my opinion, because obviously AI has been pushed in a very weird way. It's use it for music, use it for this, use it for that, and it's going out of control. Thankfully, I did see that they're working on some laws, even in the guild of actors, they're working on some rules that AI stuff has to be regulated, and you can't use AI for the whole film and stuff like that. You can maybe use it a little bit for special effects, but it's not like you gotta go ahead and replace a whole actor. Although that's one of the things that they tried in the very beginning, trying to buy your likeness.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Oh.
definitely scary, but
Yeah,
I
but
I
I
hope
do want you to not give up. You have a
it
lot of range, you have a lot of talent, and I can see an amazing future. It's you said 3 years. I don't believe that. You've been acting your entire life, bro. That is
maybe,
amazing, and
maybe.
it's coming. I love that your drive is not money. I love that your drive is not fame, because I am a faithful and loyal believer that if you're doing the things for the right thing, everything else is gonna show up eventually because you deserve it, because you earned it, not because you chased it to the point that you were so good that you attracted it.
I think that there's some truth to that for sure, and, I think if you don't become successful or famous, you have to find peace with that, you know?
Yeah, there's you mentioned something very important. You said you did 500 plus auditions and you only got a couple calls. Something that people don't realize about this industry is that it's filled with a lot of rejection. A lot of I tell people sometimes when they're starting, I say, if are you serious about it, or do you just think that you're gonna become a famous overnight? He's like, no, I know me. I'm gonna become famous and ta-da-da-da." Okay, well, let me give you an advice. Go outside and do some rejection therapy to yourself. Go outside and ask ridiculous questions and have people tell you no all the time. Trust me that even though these questions are ridiculous, these requests are ridiculous, somebody at some point is gonna be like, you know what? What the heck? Yeah, and you're gonna be like, "Whoa, I did not expect that," and it's gonna become more valuable. You're gonna end up having a connection with somebody, with a stranger that gave you an opportunity out of the blue. And that's exactly how it feels in the industry. You're gonna say no, 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 and it's not even because you're not good enough. Maybe you don't look the part. Maybe you just don't look like the person they envision in their heads. It has nothing to do with your range or how professional or extensive your resume is. It's just a creative process that has nothing to do with you, and make peace with that. um they're gonna say no a lot. That's fine. Sometimes I like to carry with myself that rejection is God's protection.
That's a good one. I haven't heard that one. I like that. I mean, yeah, a lot of rejection, but, yeah, you just gotta I think a lot of it is, it helps if you're grateful too, you know? If you get a no, think about the things you do have, you know?
Yeah.
You know? And little things, man. We're very lucky, so,
That
yeah.
being said, we have come to the artistic advice segment of this podcast. I would like you to have the floor and tell those young actors, or even older actors that are trying to break in or just have fun with it. What is a valuable advice that you can give them to continue excelling in their craft?
Alright, well, one thing for sure, like, I meet a lot of young actors and they're like, "Well, I'm not gonna, like, put myself out there until my training is complete." Like, I'm not gonna apply to roles or get an agent until I'm fully trained. And I'm like, screw that, man. Like, just go. Like, the most valuable experience you're gonna get is on set. And if you're right for the role, you're right for the role. Go do it. Like, I mean, there's no, you're gonna learn more on set than you are in a classroom. And the classroom's great. I take classes. It's like the gym for actors. It's incredibly valuable, but at the same time, go audition, go on set, do a small film, because once you have a camera 6 inches from your face doing a close up and 50 people standing around you waiting for something amazing, that's a lot different than being in class. And you need that experience because it is intimidating as fuck. and I hope I can curse. And then another thing I would say is, train, train, practice, memorize. But then when you're on set and they say action, you got to let go of that and you got to listen to your scene partners and you got to be in the moment. So be prepared. But then when they say action, you let go and the training will do its job. You just have to be you and perform and listen. Listening is the most important thing for an actor that I've ever found, and it's incredibly hard to really actively listen, just like you would, like we are together here today in real life. And just have fun, man. Don't be too hard on yourself. Life is uh, life is shorter than sometimes we'd expect. So just get out there and do your thing. And that's my advice.
Wise words from Greg Hoffman, guys. I hope you guys have your note and pen because these gems are dropping and they are not for sale. Now, in America, we have free speech, but here in Movie Talk with Press Play Cinema, we have free art speech. So, in this segment, I would like you to tell the audience anything that you got going on next. If you have not signed any NDAs or anything that may be preventing you from saying anything extra, just go ahead and share with us a little bit about what you got going on. What's your next plan? What's your next project? Something that you've been working on yourself. Maybe a short you're writing, something that you're planning. Just tell us a little bit about what's next for Greg Hoffman.
Well, the most immediate thing is I have a 6:30 p.m. call time for an overnight shoot in a park in New York City tonight. I'm playing a park security guard. I think catching somebody doing something, so I'm gonna do that tonight. And then I don't know what's next. I had a commercial audition today. I have a film audition tomorrow, and things just sort of come out of nowhere. I am writing some projects. I'm writing one miniseries project about my wife's grandfather and his World War II story. I have a crime mystery, screenplay. I have a sort of a comedy one, and you got to create your own stuff today, man, because this whole business of just getting an agent and waiting for your big break, it's kind of toast, man. You got to make your own stuff.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know why they started doing the lawn right now. Really hate when that happens. Anyways, that was all for today's interview, Greg. You did fantastic. And I love that you came here and you just ate with your improv. You just ate and left no crumbs. That's how they say it. Yeah, I think. I'm not sure. My first language is Spanish. So again, excuse my ignorance about the military thing.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
I
Tu
mean, to me,
inglés
it
es
ended
muy,
up
muy
being even
bien.
more amazing. Complete respect to the military, but being in front of sharks, wow. To me, that's like, wow, that's the world.
Yeah, it is a little confusing because it could be like a Marine who's a science researcher.
Well, yeah, well, that being said, I am going to give you the floor to say goodbye to the audience and whatever you else you want to say. Go ahead and finish with a nice advice, a very short advice, and at the end of it, if you can, and if you want, of course, uh, say our slogan: "Dare to inspire."
All right.
Go
Well,
ahead and in three, two, one, I'm gonna give you the floor so that you can do that on your own.
well, guys, I'll just say, if there's something you were thinking about doing for a long time that you haven't pulled the trigger on or you've been scared to do, just do it, man. Do I wish I started acting earlier than age 30? Yes, but everything happens for a reason, and I'm so grateful that I did it. It's been absolutely life-changing, and dare to inspire.
You're not gonna say goodbye to your audience? Say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend, a great week. Adios. Hasta la vista. Goodbye. Ciao.
Well, Well, that was Greg Hoffman for you guys. This is an amazing dude. I had so much fun in this interview, and I can't wait to see him grow more in his career. That being said, this is the end of our podcast today. If you have any questions, anything you would like to add to any other actors, let's say I'm taking requests for improv for next actors that come. If you guys want a scene to be played, go ahead and put it on the comments. I will take that and use it in our next interview with an actor. Remember, we have filmmakers, actors, writers, photojournalists, opera singers. We have every kind of artist in this industry, and I think everyone deserves their flowers every once in a while. Every once in a while, now all the time. You have no idea how much these people work. And sometimes they say, well, they don't do much. Maybe not physically sometimes, but mentally, honey, you have no idea the toll that it is to impersonate someone that is not you and stay in character. Some people become method actors, but some people just love the craft so much that they just embody it so easily and come back and say, wow, that was fun. It felt like a roller coaster. Let's do it again. And I love to talk to that people. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Movie Talk with Press Play Cinema. This is your host, Rose Sanchez. And don't forget, dare to inspire.